trailer.
Just listen to this podcast. We'll do you a favor.
Welcome to the Movie Babies. I'm Devin.
I'm Shaun.
And there's another Shaun.
Yeah, it's confusing.
This is episode 30, and we're celebrating with cloning you?
It's a themed episode. There's two Shauns.
I'm Shaun too.
This is my little conjoined twin.
I want the audience.
I'm also Shaun, but I'm Shaun too.
I want to comfort the audience and let them know you're not talking about your dick.
No.
That's not the little Shaun we're talking
But
about.
I do refer to Mad Dog as my dick in social settings. I introduce him as my dick.
And with that, this is episode 30. That's a milestone.
What can you do when you're 30? We don't achieve anything at 30. We unlock no special skills.
I mean, 30s, yeah, isn't that like the one where it's like,
We're over the hill.
oh, have you done it yet? Oh, you haven't? That's bad.
I thought that was 40. I thought that was 40 or
Well, that's the one where it's like,
Are you like assigning like silver anniversary status to this somehow?
And then 50, you're like, being old's great. I love it.
30 episodes seems like a good stopping point. I don't know.
Shaun, why are you always trying to kill this show?
It's just, it's nothing can last forever. Impermanence needs to be embraced.
You obviously haven't checked out one of the trailers we're watching, Flatliners. It lasts forever. You just die and then you come back, you
Live,
live
die,
life
repeat.
again.
What's going on in your life? Have you seen any movies? We saw it. We talked about it.
Saw it. Talked about that.
Skip that.
You know what's sad? I'll tell you this. You know what's going on?
What?
Sad things are going on.
Why? What's going on?
You know, we could talk about politics, we can talk about wars, we can talk about racism.
The fact that we live in a bigger world than this room. And
sexism, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff's all sad. But you know what's really sad?
No.
Josh Whedon is a big cheater head. Did you hear about that stuff?
Ew.
Oh, yeah.
The face of feminism. Wait. Feminism.
Hold on.
Wait. Hey.
You're about to get your show hijacked. You better parse your word.
He got in trouble because he was not nice to his wifey.
Cheater, pumpkin eater.
Here's my point.
Had a wife.
can't-
We
couldn't
can't
keep
have
her.
nice
She
things.
became a big old tweeter.
Oh,
That's
that's
good.
good.
Doesn't he have isn't he the guy, isn't he one of the many with
Is he a Firefly guy?
pedophilia claims and stuff like that?
No, I don't think that's.
Okay.
I've never heard those rumors.
Because that's the thing in Hollywood, like there's this whole
Oh, yeah, for sure.
objectification of
All
young,
people?
Of young boys.
I think that's your resume
Like-
when you get in the door. They're like, "Have you touched a boy yet?"
Okay, not him. Sorry, I don't mean to. Is that slander or is that?
No.
Okay.
At this point,
point,
when you become a
Movie
bad
babies.
feminist,
Yeah.
people are allowed to say whatever they want.
That is a motherfucking Billy Bob Thornton movie that I would watch the ever living shit out
Just
of,
keep
by
an eye
the
on
way.
the emails and let me know if I need to lawyer up.
But anyways, that's a bummer because Joss Whedon, I really like. I like his work.
Yeah,
and I think he has done a lot of progressive work in the past.
You can like his work. That
But-
has nothing.
Why can't we just have one nice thing, Shaun? That's all I want.
Can we take this back for a second and
Yeah.
also say that one nice male feminist, because I can't be okay with letting Joss Whedon be the face of feminism last and stand before this episode kicks off.
I hope the listeners
I
know
don't think
that
that's
was a
what
joke.
you were trying to say,
Okay.
but I appreciate you making sure that was doubled down on.
Just-
Very good.
Taking a stand, keeping
Yes.
it
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was
banned
praise,
lists.
right? Not praise.
Of the white male Hollywood, he has been in the upper echelon of people considered
saying
to,
some things.
to at least include female stories of alternate rather than this woman grows up to suck a dick. His
Because of her tragic backstory.
right, exactly. His storylines involving females were a little more multifaceted. They were celebrated because of that.
Yes.
I think that's what you were trying to kind of
Yes.
Laine, let me explain to you feminism.
Yeah, I was really into that.
You're right though. Joss Whedon isn't the face of feminism. It's
Or venomous femmes.
it's John Stamos.
Ooh, venom femmes. Oh, I'm okay with that.
John Stamos as the
As the face
Face of feminism.
We gotta get a new face.
All right, I'm down for Stamos.
Let's get
2017,
Stamos.
year of the
2017.
queen, the new face of
Be
feminism.
the new face of feminism.
Oh no, I mean, unless you're gonna face off and put
I
John
couldn't
Stamos'
bear to
face
wear
on
that
me.
crown.
Laine, to make it even, do you want to like announce the face of blackness?
Toxic masculinity. Oh,
Oh,
And I'm throwing her a bone now.
Gotcha.
yeah. We got a lot of good contenders this year. Maybe that'd be a really good year-end 2017 wrap-up, y'all. It's like,
Crowning a face of blackness.
No, think about it as an
yeah, the
unveiling.
Blackface Awards.
Blackface
Jesus Christ. All right, this episode we're going to talk about
Dancing on the
Flatliners,
night.
and we're going to talk about Death Wish.
Yeah.
And I'm going to transition us into the
Yeah,
episode.
both of those that can capture this show, I feel like. 'Cause we
Oh,
have
man.
a Death Wish, and we are flatlining.
Is this gonna ruin my future as a politician?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
gonna point to this episode. All right, here's the show.
Sway in the morning, Shade 4-5. We got to talk about what's happening in Chicago.
Everybody's watching this viral video. This guy in the hoodie, they're calling him the Grim Reaper. He stopped a carjacking.
Is he right for taking the law into his own hands?
He's become a folk hero.
What about the shooter?
You look like a white dude.
Intro battle.
Hey.
You ain't got the answers, Devin. You ain't got the answers.
But I just
You
want
ain't got the answers, Devin. I've been doing this longer than you.
You are older
You
than
don't
I
got
am.
the education.
Wow, that's racist.
Yeah, I think so.
Thanks for backing me up there.
Yeah, for me to wait, dude.
well, this,
back you up
What
on
is
that
the
one.
name of your Movie Babies podcast? We don't know. You ain't got the answers, Devin.
are you doing a bit from the trailer we just watched? Did I miss this part?
I think Sean's cock blocked and ready to rock.
Yeah.
That's what
Is
I'm
it-
getting here.
Yeah, cop blocked? Cop locked?
Cod blocked.
Cod?
He's cocked.
He's
locked.
cocked?
He's cocked.
He's ready to rock.
Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Okay, it was very confusing. They had that one liner and I needed multiple attempts just to get it.
Well, that's confusing to me too, because it seemed like he was at like a pharmacy. So maybe they were like prophylactics or some type of
Like some sort of constipation
control.
issue.
or like birth control, right?
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't know.
He's
So,
picking up his Viagra supply.
yeah, I mean, why would he be picking up his ammo at like a Rite Aid?
We don't know. You ain't got the
Don't
answers,
know.
mad dog. All right, sorry. Do your thing. You don't know Sway in the Morning? You don't know the Kanye
Oh,
thing?
right.
He was
Okay,
on Sway
yeah,
is that the radio
yeah,
DJ
my
you're
God.
doing? Okay.
Yeah.
You need to start off all your impressions with, this is the thing I'm
This
doing.
is my impression.
You gotta say those always start with.
You gotta set me up
This is
here.
Sway 104.5.
Yeah.
Sway in
Sway
the morning.
You don't understand how people talk to me, Sean. People always all of a sudden come up to me like, hey, Devin, what's going on? I was like, hey, Timmy,
God, what?
you're like
What is
40
this from?
and you're white. What are you doing?
Let's introduce our celebrity guest. My great friend for many, many years, who I have sat and watched numerous terrible movies with.
Movies that I always thought were good.
Blocked 'em right
and I
out.
was just confused.
My good friend for many years, my name twin, hence the nickname Mad Dog, Mr. Shaun Johnson is with us. Prior to his deportation to Portland.
Sean the Rock Johnson.
Keeping Portland.
How are you gonna keep Portland checked in its weirdness when you
Well,
get there?
Let's see. I'm gonna pick up a unicycle.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna put like another wheel on it.
So it's like a bicycle.
You're making-
Yeah, it's
you're
like I'm gonna turn it
trick out
into a
a
real
unicycle
bike,
with training wheels on the side.
and people just won't know what hit
I think
them.
you should just go and wear like a business suit, and that would be weird.
Yeah, that would be weird. I'm gonna try and I'm trying to figure out how I can infuse something from Bellingham into Portland.
I have like such a broad distaste for when people say like social media status updates, like Portland, I'm gonna be in you in a
Yes.
couple of hours.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no,
Let's not do that anymore.
Don't
Let's
you
put
have
that on the
phrases
movie.
that you're like blacklisting on this
Yes,
podcast?
let's put this on the movie baby ban list in real life.
I'm gonna be in you.
Yeah, it's not funny anymore. It wasn't funny the first person who said
It's a
it.
little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's just kind of stupid and I'm not down that it's gross. Fine, say something grosser. Why don't we do that? Why don't you say something grosser?
Well, I always thought that was just like people popping the collar and being like, I have friends in every city.
I guess.
It's like, Portland, I'm here, who wants to fuck?
Yeah.
That's what you should say.
That is what I'll say. That's what I'll say when I get my driver's license changed at the Portland DMV.
Like if you had to put like a little inspirational quote on the bottom of your driver's license, yours would be DTF.
Yeah, it would be like slightly larger than average penis.
When you get your license, can you change your name to the Grim Reaper?
You know, I could, but that might be a death wish.
Oh, you did it!
See, he's a professional.
Transition to the trailer. So, Death Wish is what we watched. Bruce Willis, Eli Roth, remake of the 1974 film. You two have watched plenty of films together, you said.
I don't think we've ever watched Death Wish together. I've seen the Charles Bronson version of Death Wish, but it's been many years, and I get it very confused with the old Dolph Lundgren Punisher movie.
Okay.
Because they are very similar.
Happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Well, it's like similar to like every vigilante film ever, right?
Yeah.
So I think we were in the theater watching It, the trailers for It, and this trailer came through.
Yeah,
and
three of us were, that's right.
And there was like this kid who must have been like 10 years younger than me. Oh, what are you doing? What is this? It was just this kind of like, I don't know, moment where I was just like, man, how is it that like people so much younger than me are like so much more
That's my childhood movie.
reverent about my...
I don't know.
I was negative 12 in 1974.
What are you doing?
I guess I
Yeah,
could
that's
see
crazy.
if people were like, oh, they like cast Dave Franco to play the Grim Reaper. I guess like that would be something to be sad about. But it's Bruce Willis. It's pretty. He might as well be Charles Bronson.
It does seem like they kind of tried to modernize this in a bunch of ways.
Yeah, we watched the new trailer, but we also watched the trailer for the original.
Yes. He does finger guns in both of them.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
The old one is so much more fun.
I know.
There's
it
like
really
that
is.
bee charm to it that I'm not getting from this newer one.
Yeah. Well, maybe that has something to do with the fact that this newer one is coming out in 2017.
Yeah, go
and
on.
they're making a white skinhead wander around Chicago and shoot black people with a Trayvon Martin hoodie on.
Okay, right.
Why is this
Shaun
particular thing happening now?
Shaun Johnson.
Sure.
I apologize because you picked the wrong episode to come on because we gotta touch on this.
We gotta figure out.
Well, I mean,
we gotta fix racism.
I have to say, I was listening to some of these, and this podcast is like really like just
progressive.
Yeah.
All right, so I did notice that there were like that all the criminals in the original were like mostly white, and all the criminals in the new one are like mostly black.
Right?
There were some black dudes in the original that were criminals, but they were all like really, or
funky.
maybe one guy that I saw.
They were all really
He was funky and like really well dressed.
Yeah. The black bad guys in the original, they're dynamite. Like there's like Soul Brother, like that Shaft. They could be in their own movie.
Yeah.
And this one is like a black neighborhood selling ice cream on the side of the street. Look like normal dudes.
I like that like it's kind of inferred in the trailer. It's like, oh yeah, this guy they call him the Ice Cream Man. And he's like, oh, I will shoot that guy. What if he was just a regular ice cream man? What if this kid was mistaken?
I was so disappointed that reveal. Oh, the Ice Cream Man. This guy's gonna be sweet. He's gonna be like in an ice cream truck
With like the hat.
with like the hat,
the old burger
Mr.
hat.
Tasty had.
Yeah, and his ice cream's like he has like the cone, and he takes off the scoop of the brown ice cream, and there's a grenade, and he throws the cone at someone.
Well, it just seems like that would lend to a whole slew of great one-liners.
Right? And so when we get the reveal in the trailer, it's just a dude, just a black guy, hanging out.
A lawn chair.
Yeah, in a lawn chair, minding his own business.
He did have a little ice cream cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
little
what was
ice cream
the
cart.
tippy
top.
Tippy top.
Yeah.
It's great ice cream.
Hey, I'm your last customer. He shoots him.
Yeah, and I also don't get like why they're not just the least bit disconcerted by this like big bulky guy in like the Trayvon Martin sweatshirt, just kind of like walking up, hands in pockets, I mean, buying drugs or something? I guess I don't get the... It seems like you wouldn't just be lounging, like, when this walking straight towards you.
And it was really weird, too, how he had the sign around his neck that said, I hate niggers.
Wrong movie.
That was very strange. Oh, what?
Do I look Puerto Rican to you? Hey, Zeus, as in God of Lightning, shove a lightning bolt up your ass.
So this is what I'm most confused about this controversy of doing this movie now.
Okay.
Trayvon Martin stuff is in the past. This movie was not like in production during that time. It was like, ooh, we don't have time to make changes.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They chose to put him in the hoodie.
Yes.
They chose to make the characters he like guns down like people in like a black community.
Am I wrong in remembering they kind of did this with the Luke Cage thing too? Didn't they try to kind of visually reference the hoodie?
Because Luke Cage wears a hoodie a lot.
Am I wrong? Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. But that was like a little more of like a nod in good grace and like a, good taste.
Because Luke Cage is a black hero.
You don't say.
He's not a white guy who's going into like a Walmart going, I need a gun.
To shoot the blacks.
Yeah, and the voiceover is like, you need to take justice into your own hands. You mean like Trump?
Yeah. This is kind of like that Gran Torino character, right?
Yes. Like, very problematic movie as well.
Like, so there's a little bit of dissent. Like, he runs into Vincent D'Onofrio or whatever, of all people, who's like, you're not a cop. Why are you doing this? And he's like, someone's got to do it. Do you think there's going to be is Eli Roth smart enough? And, the answer is probably no. Infuse this storyline with some commentary that actually does make Bruce Willis's character look more like a falling down, kind of like, started with a good idea, got really bad real fast.
Sure,
situation.
Falling down, that's a great example of like a character where
keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah, like where you think like, this is the hero of the story, and then as it goes on, you go, wait a minute. No. I think Breaking Bad is another good example of that.
Breaking Bad, don't we have what's his name from Breaking Bad? The Breaking Bad Bruce Willis, the other bald guy.
See, now you're getting the hang of this show.
Yeah.
Come in, forget everyone and every movie you've ever seen.
Not knowing shit, keep talking.
Well, so do you think he's going to make a commentary on the vigilantism not being a romanticized thing?
That's a great question because the justification we have is that his family is killed going after all the killers. But this trailer, he's so overly violent with everyone that I'm feeling more sympathy towards the people he's like torturing and brutalizing.
And also, like, what's the first scene we see him in? He responds to like a Grand Theft Auto by like shooting a dude in the head. No apparent.
Yeah.
Like, we have to infer that that's somebody who is involved maybe in the cardinal crime like of the film. But what if it was just a dude who like stole a car?
Yeah. Going back to the original trailer, here's something it did better than this newer one. In the original, the first scene you get is this kind of like overlong, brutal, violent home invasion scene.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
very
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, that's
yes. And you see the family like actually get beat up.
Right.
And then you also get the narration like saying, this is a story of a man in the most violent town. So it's like set up kind of like a Batman Gotham City. All those components, like you're on his side in the old trailer. Where you're like...
You're on Bronson's side.
Yes, you're like, get those guys. In this new trailer, I'm not on Bruce Willis's side.
No.
I'm getting nothing on why I should be sympathetic to this character.
And it makes me think that it's not going to be any smarter than this because they throw in that AC/DC music to make it seem cool. And guess what, Hollywood? I want that shit on the ban list ASAP. Get this AC/DC
This AC/DC?
off. Yeah. No more AC/DC.
I love this.
Enough with it. I don't care. Back in Black, Highway to Hell, TNT, Dirty Deeds. Get them all out.
Get them all off. I love this. We have a Movie Babies ban list where if a thing is overused in a trailer, we just get rid of it.
So it doesn't have to be like a phrase. It can be
like in the XXX movie, they say,
"That's what she said."
That's what she said,
and stuff like that. Like enough of these like trite punchlines, right? But we have to pass this unanimous decision with the three of us here to remove all of AC/DC from all future trailers. Am I going to somehow be eating my words here when like the AC/DC, docudrama
Well, that's
comes
the
out.
thing too. Is that like, man, when you start doing that, axing certain things, it gets real dicey. Because isn't there like a million things that we could axe at any given? Like, how shallow and cliche did this trailer feel?
Sean, it's a slippery slope, you know. But if they're not going to do it,
You know what?
someone has to.
Yeah,
do
we
it.
gotta be
true. All right, take
vigilantes
control.
here.
If
Yeah.
Hollywood's not going
Totally.
to do it, and these producers aren't going to edit
Okay.
their trailers in a way, then you know what?
Well,
Give me my gun.
I would just say, footnote, excluding any AC/DC focused future documentary or biopic.
Behind
no,
the
I
music.
say even then.
Yeah.
Like, we know who you are.
Yeah.
You don't need to remind
Don't
us.
hide behind your own music.
Well,
So-
I vote yay.
Yeah?
Ban it.
Do I get a vote?
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
All right, I'll vote yes for sure.
Excellent. I'm voting no more AC/DC. That's shit.
AC/DC is dead and black.
Is it too late to add Aerosmith to the list?
They're on the chopping block. Trust me, it's them and Guns N' Roses.
You're on notice, Aerosmith.
Yeah, exactly. In the newspaper, is it often the case that like gangs just break into people's houses and are the women and murder them? Like, is that something that happens frequently or just in movies? Because this is like from all these action movies, like anti-hero origin stories. Their families are always murdered by these just like wantonly just like cruising through the neighborhood street gangs that are like, oh, these people's lights are on. Let's break into their house and violently murder them.
Yeah. It's like we all watched it. The other thing too is like bullies like cutting people and throwing them off bridges and like being
that was,
super violent.
Fuck, that was brutal.
So
Okay.
yeah, like where is this stuff happening? Like what town is this?
Well, it's not real. It's totally not real. And
Wait, hold on. Sean has an important scoop. Are you saying Hollywood movies are not real and
Listen,
not based on fact?
I'm gonna step on a limb here. I know I'm a guest and I can't just break out with these crazy theories right off the bat. But you know what? Here today, gone tomorrow. So I'm just gonna say that Hollywood doesn't accurately represent reality at all.
Whoa, shit.
Damn.
There's a response, I think, to like how desensitized viewers have become to violence over the years, to where they feel like they have to keep ratcheting it up.
I'll defend Hollywood. One thing I think they do get right and they do represent well is the black community and black characters.
Oh yeah, always. They do a really good job of reinforcing stereotypes like ignorance
Yes.
and street slang exclusively as their
and
verbal.
that like all black people love ice cream.
Yeah.
That's the most dangerous one of all.
So before Hollywood ends up on the movie baby ban list, and then we out ourselves of a job or a
That's
hobby.
an existential ban.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to draw some correlation between this kind of rising current of armchair detectiveness that's happening these days with like people that are getting really into like true crime stuff and then going out and like trying to solve these crimes for themselves.
I mean, that's cool.
It's cool. That is a very cool thing. But I'm wondering where the line is between people who are doing that getting kind of into these like, but I think this person did it and I'm gonna fucking kill him because no one else is going to type of thing. Like, do we need this kind of like egging us on right now, like having this movie? I mean, I know it's not like you saw it in a movie and then you have to do it. I'm just saying like...
But let's also not pretend like our media doesn't have an effect on us and our...
It just romanticizes it in a weird way at this moment.
I mean, it's not really that detective work. He's figuring out who did it to kill them, not to like turn them into justice
right, exactly.
or
That's what
help
I'm saying,
somebody
is,
else. Like
because of the rise of that being a popular thing to do, like is this kind of a tipping point type thing of like, are people going to start taking it that far? And like, you know...
The answer is yes, Sean.
I mean...
People are fucking crazy.
People are crazy.
I don't know. I don't think Hollywood would do that. They've already gone so far.
Wait a minute. Sean, were you always wearing that hood?
Oh,
jeez. It's happening already. It's taking control of you.
I'm very confused why this Bruce Willis character gets two cool nicknames. He's the Guardian Angel and he's the Grim Reaper.
Two very conflicting nicknames.
Yeah. Or...
Are you light or are you dark? Or is that
he's
a metaphor?
like he's Cain and Abel just enveloped in captured in the same person. It's about he's a complicated person.
He's Cain and Abel and ready to rock.
What is she trying to say there?
Nobody knows.
I think what caught me off guard, or not off guard, but what frustrates me is like people obviously not having like genuine experiences. So I just didn't buy the terror in the kitchen. I don't know, whoever what's her name?
Elizabeth Shue?
Yeah, it just wasn't like...
Shout out to Elizabeth Shue, first woman I ever pictured naked.
I
feel
really
like-
you mention that every podcast as it comes on.
I feel like she may have worn her acting on the other shoe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that
nice.
how that phrase goes? Taken really got me into like the vendetta of the main character through how brutal the kidnapping was.
Yes.
But I just wasn't convinced by like the acting in the kitchen. It made me feel like maybe the actual like kind of origin scene of where his anger comes from isn't going to be convincing enough to really get behind like his motives. It's one concern I have. But the other thing that kind of disappointed me was like why are you in therapy if you're going to like not be authentic and genuine with the therapist? I feel like this is the other thing that like comes
bad
up
therapy.
It's bad therapy.
I think this is I think this is like the white dude joke about like the macho white dude joke about therapy is like, okay, it'll be funny if we put Bruce Willis in therapy because therapy is a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Right.
These are my air quotes, right? And so he'll be like sitting there in control, being like, this woman will be like, oh, your feelings and your emotions. And he's just like, I'll go around shooting people, but I won't tell this woman that. Like,
He tells her, but it's like so over her head that the audience like laughs.
yeah, it's a joke to white dudes in the audience whose like wives ask them to go to therapy,
And
right?
when we were at it, that joke got the biggest laugh.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, I think you're right in guessing that his motivation is going to be very suspect all throughout because he's probably just the embodiment of the type of white male that we hate.
Unless during that therapy session, she actually does dig down deep.
Well, see, that's-
and she finds some
Right.
like hidden
And
trauma
that's-
when he was a kid.
That's what I hope and wish.
That's your death wish?
My death wish this was the case, was like you get that traumatic scene in the beginning. He flies off the rails. Somebody in his life is like, dude, you're acting a little sketchy. Maybe you should see a therapist. And then the therapist is like the mode for like the real issue here, which is like a sort of process of self-reflection, and it acts as like the glue that holds the rest of the film together. So we get one scene with him kind of flying off the handle, then we get a conversation, a short conversation with the therapist where she points out something to him that then influences his trajectory or something.
I love that. I don't know if you've seen it, but Split does a really nice job doing
I
that.
haven't seen it. Meant to see it. Forgot about
I
it.
recommend movie recommendation.
Nice.
Speaking of recommendations, let's rate this trailer.
Mad Dog, we got a system here based on this Coca-Cola ad that they played at Regal. We devised this method by which to 3-tier rate this trailer based on if you didn't like it at all, in which you say you love robots.
I love robots.
If you are middle of the road, like need some more info, maybe a second trailer, In Space with Zombies.
In space with zombies.
Or if you love it, be ready to buy your ticket right now, like a lot.
So you cool if I scream, like a lot.
Based on what you saw of, not the original, but the remake of Death Wish trailer, starring Bruce Willis, directed by Eli Roth, co-starring Elizabeth Shue, the woman of my dreams. What do you rate Death Wish?
Oh, this is kind of rough because I am a big fan of Bruce Willis and
Sorry,
Breaking Bad Bruce Willis.
Just choked on my
And-
words for a second there. Big fan of Bruce Willis.
I am a huge fan of ever since John McClane was a part of my life. Been a huge fan of Bruce Willis. Yes, I'm gonna say In Space with Zombies. Like I would happily go to this movie with like someone I knew to potentially just make fun of it. But I just can't. Especially, and maybe I would have enjoyed it more if I hadn't seen the original trailer.
Okay.
Like it just didn't get me like the original trailer did.
Yeah.
I mean, we say it's like that one was more B movie, but it's like, man, they just dress so much better. Like we say, like, and this one just feels like so much more shallow. It's like where we had this sort of government intrigue and like all this kind of like, you know, these layers going on. This one just feels like a lot more shallow to me. I'm just not that excited to see, you know, Breaking Bad Bruce Willis talk about how he can't do anything to help, and then Bruce Willis shooting black people.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite get me.
Yes.
In Space with Zombies.
Safe.
I am going with I love robots, and I'm on the opposite spectrum as you. Do not like Bruce Willis.
Okay.
Tired of Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson just announced. Is that Joe?
Who's laughing at you? There is audience. There is snickering from the other room because Devin can't pronounce Liam Neeson's name. But I don't know who it is. It could be a number of celebrity guests.
Is this the ghost of celebrity guests all laughing at me because I can't pronounce this very recognizable actor's
Let's just
name?
do it syllable by syllable.
So, anyways, this dude,
The big Scottish guy. He's Scottish, isn't he? Or he's like Irish. Or
big Scottish man, announced he's retiring from action films.
Okay.
And I feel like Bruce Willis should take a similar page from his book and just get out. He looks completely bored in every role he's in. There's a scene of him in talking with the cop, just lost his family, no emotion.
No, it doesn't look like a moved man.
Well,
No.
it please you to know that he has 6 movies in production right now.
And how many of them are sequels to Look Who's Talking?
0, but one looks like a prequel to Die Hard.
Okay,
God.
Which is going to be hard to kind of remedy.
Oh, you know what? And so the last Die Hard movie I saw was on Valentine's Day. And the opening scene of that, spoiler for the newest Die Hard movie, he doesn't know what's happening. He knows his son is somewhere in Russia, but he doesn't think he's captured. His son just went on vacation to Russia.
Sure.
And so he's following his son in this car, and along the way, he's murdering everybody without reason and without, like, sympathy. And that's what I'm getting from this one, where it's just like, I think he gets off on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, if Elizabeth Shue was your first crush, Bruce Willis's first crush was, like, killing ants under his thumb and just getting off on the torture.
But, like, what would you do if, like, you know, a bunch of people broke into your house, murdered your whole family, you go to the cops and they're like, sorry, can't
And
do
your
anything.
therapist is on your fucking ass about getting out and
How would you
meeting
handle
people.
this?
I would, okay, that's a good point. I guess I would put on a hood, like a big white pointing hood.
Yeah.
Like a big pointy white hood.
With like a white robe that matches.
Yeah, like a white robe.
What would you carry though?
A tiki torch, maybe?
Or like
some sort of torch,
yeah.
and I was just like, burn down the ghetto.
Yeah. Cool.
Sean?
And then you'd have like some kind of catchphrase that you yell into the night.
Yeah.
Like power to the or like power like or like a color or something.
Yeah.
Let the people lay some groundwork here. I mean, that you're clearly explaining the sequel.
I agree with the woman in the trailer. She was describing who it was killing everyone, and she said it looked like a white dude.
And that is the truest thing you could say about. I was going to say Will Smith. Bruce Willis. Why was I going to say Will Smith?
They're basically the same person.
Will Smith was offered this role, apparently, or
You
considered
are kidding me.
considered for this role.
Is that true?
There's like 5 people listed.
Oh, okay,
Sylvester
let's hear 'em.
Stallone was going to play this role
Lee-
too, but he backed out according
Yes.
to
Sense.
creative differences. Wonder what those were.
Maybe the racism. He's like,
Just trying to distance myself from that. Thanks.
Creed
Bruce
is
Willis was
gonna
like,
be-
sign me up.
Creed's son is going to be so
Okay.
pissed at me if I'm in this.
exactly. So we had Stallone, Liam
Nielsen.
Russell Crowe, Matt Damon, Benicio del Toro,
I'm always a fan
Brad
of him.
Pitt, Will Smith.
God.
And didn't you forget somebody?
You?
That's right.
Your hood? It's back on.
Yeah, I'm the girl selling the prophylactics in the gun shop.
I'm gonna say no to this. I'm gonna say I love robots.
Not how
I'm just gonna
this
say no
works.
to this.
No, I'm not even rating it.
I've been isolated here.
No. I see where you're at because I almost said In Space with Zombies 2 because I've been on a downward departure away from Eli Roth for a while now.
He did Hostel, Cabin Fever.
He did Knock Knock last year, and that was the redemption movie for me.
Did he play he was the bear Jew? Is that right?
Inglourious Bastards?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe
Okay,
that's what
so
his
I didn't actually know
actual
that
character
he
name
was like...
Yeah, so he's like a horror movie director. He's part of the Splat Pack. He's like a dude who is like, is a part of like the quote unquote torture porn part of like early 2000s horror movies or whatever.
Right.
Whatever. Like, he's a bro, he's a goofball, but like every once in a while he knocks one out of the park. Mm-hmm. He did Knock Knock last year, which I found out is a remake of a movie that never came out.
Who's there?
That's called Ding Dong.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, you both did it. High five on that one.
I'm starting to see how I can make my exit from this podcast and just let you guys do this from now on.
Bad puns back and forth.
And Knock Knock was really fun. Just super dumb exploitation with Keanu Reeves and like two hot babes who end up on his porch and he's like invites them in like that fucking Billy Idol music video and they like rock the Cradle of Love.
That's like a Tuesday for Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought that movie was entertaining, but then I found out he basically just stole it from a director. I mean, bought it from a director who never was able to put out the movie. And so this being a remake, I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe with good source material, he'll be able to kill it. But based on this trailer, no. I have now, my expectations are like in the sewer for this. So, I love robots. You got anything else to say?
Yeah, I have one last thing to say.
You're not saying anything. You're just finger pistoling the phone. I get the visual reference, but no one at home is going to get what you're doing right now.
And that was Death Wish.
Just sit back and enjoy the experience. My name's Ellen Page. I look the same age as when I was in Juno.
She's flatlining.
That's our intro beatbox.
I mean, that's basically the movie.
Yeah. We're talking.
We don't have to do a review now.
Are we supposed to watch the movie on this? Are we doing? I think we're doing it wrong.
We're talking Flatliners. It's a remake. Ellen
It's a
Page.
themed episode.
More
What?
like Flatliners.
Oh, that's to us.
More like Shatliners. How about that?
Well, now you're talking my language.
Okay, same question.
Yeah, go.
Have any of you seen the original of this movie?
Yes.
So the original of this movie was early episode of 24.
Yeah.
1990, Joel Schumacher of Batman and Robin fame. I'm sure he did other things.
Yeah, maybe. Nothing as
That's what it more
influential.
was.
He did The Wiz, right? He did DC Cab with Mr. T.
Yeah, he did. He's got Mr. T
I'm back
DNA
in.
on him. I saw the original Flatliners when I was a kid. I can't distinguish it very well in my mind from Jacob's Ladder, which is not really the same, but enough the same in my mind of just like late 80s, early 90s thriller, supernatural element. Am I going crazy? Am I...
Jacob's Ladder was like the PTSD.
Yeah, the like Vietnam
Right.
vets who have these like weird hauntings from like another dimension or whatever. So I know I've seen the movie. We just watched the trailer for the original, but I don't remember much about it.
Yeah, we watched 3 trailers this evening. The original trailer, trailer number 1 of the new remake and trailer number 2 of the new remake.
Whew.
So there's a lot of soup going in my mind right
A
now.
lot of soup. They all kind of blended in together.
Okay, I might be out of touch, but the
Go on.
original looked pretty awesome.
It did.
It's like
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon's in it. He's playing like a vampire. He looked like a vampire.
Julia Roberts.
And Kiefer Sutherland.
Original trailer did a good job of doing what I thought these trailers would do, where it's like building the tension, and it's like, and he's dying, and the thing's going beep, 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 and that's getting higher, and then it goes beep. He's flatline.
Flatline.
Pretty good OG trailer. Definitely got me interested. And then these 2 trailers I found to be very annoying.
So what's interesting about these 2 trailers is typically, I want to say typically trailer number 1 is maybe more of the teaser trailer. Maybe they'll leave a little more things unsaid. And then trailer number 2 is like avoid at all costs. It's going to show you everything. They're going to give you every plot point. This was kind of switched where trailer number 1 was a trailer that was like, here's everything in the movie. There's ghosts, there's spooky stuff. This is what happened in this scary scene. Hey, you thought this was going to happen? Nope, here it is. And they tell you everything. And trailer number 2 is one where it's like, oh, what's going on here? It's like some sort of
Just a
mystery.
music video.
Right, but this is the fine line between show us something but don't show us too much. I mean, I enjoyed like the operatic bass line of the second trailer, and then like the heavy Lamaze breathing of the first trailer. I don't know. It didn't tell me, like, there are a lot of questions. It's so common to watch a trailer and just kind of have it all laid out for you. But there's definitely like...
What's your big question about this one?
My big question, I think, would be around what the paranormal aspect of this film is. Okay, so I wish they hadn't said, it's like we opened a gate. Like, I wish they hadn't said that, because that kind of makes me less curious. Like, okay, they're kind of answering it.
Right.
But then at the same time, so the original is all about this sort of like moralist, like...
They're like, it's unethical to do this.
Yeah, it's like retribution for their sins or something like that.
Right.
There were allusions to this in the trailer, but then there were so few that it's like, okay, what's actually happening here? Like, are they actually being attacked by somebody coming through the gate, or are they themselves like displaced?
Yeah.
So there was that. I may have misread the dial, but there was that scene. He's kind of like cracking in his. What does he live in a boat?
Yeah, he's like in a houseboat. He's taking a shower.
Yeah. So and then like the little what do they call them? Radios. The little radio thing lit up, and it
Explain
said
these
no
radios.
position, no time on it. So that made me interested. Like maybe you die, and then you do it. You really dance on that razor's edge a little too much, and you're just kind of like dislodged.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody has this kind of like Sixth Sense. Shit, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
God, don't spoil
Like,
Sixth
thing
Sense
going
at this
on.
point.
Like,
We've been doing so well.
they're being like haunted, but they're also they're like are they in purgatory?
Yeah.
So are they not in purgatory? Did they confuse like the people? Did they confuse whoever on the other side is like making these decisions? Like they don't even know what the hell's going on.
Right.
It's like, what are these?
You make a good point. In the first trailer, they said, did we bring our sins back with us? In this newer one, it's more, they're talking about how the side effects are so bad, and the side effects are hunting them.
But then again, we have murder written at the bottom of the pool.
There's
like
some
we
kind
have
of...
the zooming into the picture of Christ in the
Yes.
in the glass. There's like these religious overtones, but then there's nothing actually that they're doing in the trailer that's one would label like between consenting people like unethical, right?
Yeah.
They're all choosing to do the flatline.
Yeah,
that what
no
you're saying?
one's being like you think that they're like terrible people that
Oh, yeah.
this experience is forcing them to kind of deal with their sins in reality.
When they're flatlined and they're in the afterworld, at least the trailers don't show them then like kind of like a Westworld, go to your own world, and you can be a murderer, you can be like a sex pervert, and like no one cares because it's like your own personal world.
Like a imagined heaven or whatever.
Right, and so like for the sin aspect of play, it would be interesting if like once they're dead and they go into these like spiritual worlds, afterworlds or whatever, they're just like doing awful things they wouldn't normally do, but then they realize like, oh shit, there's like a consequence to this.
Things don't stay in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
I mean, because there's also the possibility that it's like it's like, so she's playing piano. Well, maybe it's like that, that Rick and Morty bit, which is probably a bit from somewhere else, where like
Flatliners, I think.
whatever, like the VR experience where he like lives a life. Actually, I saw it in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Oh, there you go.
So maybe they're living a whole life in these minutes.
Right.
Maybe
That'd
1
be
minute
really
is a
cool.
life, and 7 minutes is 7 lives.
Yeah.
And maybe they're like, well,
He's leaving the carpet story. Is that what it is? No one knows.
yeah.
Oh, in the
The
Rick
Rick and
Minutes
Morty,
episode? Yeah, that's good.
So maybe there's something like that. I mean, how else would you learn to be like a master pianist?
Yeah, they're saying there's a line where they said their brains are being rewired.
Okay.
Like all of a sudden, Ellen Page is able to play piano because she flatlines.
It's like the Matrix. They're like downloading kung fu skills.
I did realize we should maybe explain a little bit of the plot before, for people who have not watched the trailer. The plot is basically they have this magic sci-fi machine where Ellen Page goes up to a dude who's like, "Hey, do you want a bone?" And he's like, "Yeah, that sounds great."
In Hogwarts.
Yeah, and so she's like, meet me in the science lab at midnight," and he's like, "Yeah, that's not weird." So they go, and then she's like, "Joke's on you. I want you to kill me." And she's like, "What?" And then he was like, "What?" And then she was like, "What?"
That's their meet cute.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so he puts her under with some sci-fi magic they have.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the premise is they want to see what happens when you die. And the only way you can know is if you experienced it and you documented what happened. So that's the premise of this movie. And then as it goes on,
there's consequences.
There's like a ghost monster.
Some lines.
Yeah.
Wait, that's from the.
There's a lot of.
That's from the original.
That's from the original one.
There's a lot of making out.
Mm-hmm. They're dreaming about fucking each other in
Which I have to say,
their death dreams.
Ellen Page is totally like my OG celebrity crush.
Oh, really?
Oh, so Shoe,
So
Ellen Page.
I instantly have rated this film. Like, we're not there yet, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. How old is Ellen Page? Do you know?
I don't.
I think she just turned 12.
That's a good question. 13. She was born in '87.
Okay. None of these people look like college students. They're all well past their college age, these actors.
Before we go too much further, I know we did this during the first trailer. I want to put up another thing to ban.
Oh, let's do it.
Oh wait, I think I know what you're gonna say.
I hope you do, because my anger is rising, and we need to kill it and not.
Can we say it at the same time?
Yeah, let's do it at the same time.
Here we go.
We need
Countdown.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
When you're dragged away and you're no.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
I fucked that one up.
That was good.
All right,
though.
you do yours.
Well, you do yours. Okay, I cheated. Mine wasn't a line; it was a scene.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the drag someone away with nothing's behind them.
Every horror film,
Yeah, you don't like that.
they drag them across the floor,
Yeah.
and it gets goofier and goofier.
Yeah.
And this one, Ellen Page, like her foot's up and her arms are like swimming around. It's like, that's not scary. That looks fun.
Okay, and Mad Dog, what do you want to ban?
Well, if you're not Warcraft 2, you can't say it's a good day to die. I'm sorry. And plus, like, how cheesy did that dude look when he said it?
Is that a line from the original film?
Maybe.
Also, it's very similar to what we just banned in the last episode,
Which is
I'm not going to die here today.
not today. So I feel like it's already pretty closely on the ban list. So we can shame this trailer
I don't know. It just didn't. It just. I mean, I get how there. It's a double entendre there. It's like he's actually saying like, let's not do the experience or something. Not like I'm gonna keep myself from being killed by whoever's pursuing me or whatever it is.
Well, I thought he was saying it in terms of like because they're killing themselves to get.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like Yeah. Okay. Right. So he's saying it's actually pro. Like.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, this is gonna be awesome. It's like saying like, surfs up before like you do like a really rad thing.
Before you grind the gnar. Well, before we grind the gnar, I did want to give one of these trailers points for using a Jane's Addiction song that I couldn't figure out what it was for half the trailer, which is points because every trailer is like doing the grab a popular song thing. I thought that was fun that they chose one that wasn't like obvious right off the bat.
So you're saying that wasn't an AC/DC
It wasn't
cover
an AC/DC cover, oddly enough.
Well, Sean, you're avoiding the point here. You're like in the middle of the court. You just stood up and started talking about music. You need to decide on these things.
I'm not down to ban either of those things yet.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Even on the dragon
I know.
thing.
I still think it's fun. I still think it.
Well, and you mean like the escalating insanity of the dragging, not the drag. I mean, how do we have movies without dragging?
Anything else? Like, pick them up. Like, I want them to like fly. Like, they've invented wire work. Instead of having her drag on the floor, have her like drag.
But that's not. But that's not flatlining.
All right, you sold me. Here's my question I pose: if you flatlined, what would you do in this scary afterworld?
Well, what are we allowed to do?
Yeah, you gotta define some rules.
I mean, I don't know because the trailer didn't give me the rules. So apparently you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
But there may be consequences.
It doesn't. Okay, but here's the thing.
So
it
it's
doesn't.
like real life. That's real life.
It doesn't really seem like they can do whatever they want because it seems like they're still confined to the world as they know it.
So it doesn't look like they're living like another world. Like one of the girls said, "Do you see a bright light?" And she's like, "No, it's like energy." But then there's scenes where it looks like they're just like living out a normal life.
So you're asking me if I could live a normal life again?
Yeah, but it wouldn't count because you'd go back to your waking self.
But it's like it's like Neo training in the Matrix. I mean, you pick up skills, so you could.
Oh yeah.
You could be investing in your real self.
Okay.
In the other experience.
See,
knowing all along that even though it might seem like a lifetime, you're only there for like a minute.
So you would go like Bruce Willis. You'd go to the gun store and you'd like start doing vigilante.
Personally, what I would do is
justice.
I would do the stuff that like I want to do in my real life, but just takes too much time.
Go on.
Like I would just like go to like a library and just like read.
Yeah,
like 10,000 books.
I don't think you would though. I think you'd do about 10 minutes of that and you'd be like, I'm fucking bored. I'm gonna go play Warcraft.
That's true.
And then you'd be like, oh fuck! I just blew my whole afterworld doing the same shit I do in my normal world.
And then you'd be like, all right, well, back to Warcraft.
Yeah.
I would do.
We want to kid.
I would do all the naughty things. I would get like 20 cigarettes and I'd smoke them all at once.
Okay. Cool.
And I would go on like I'd get
actually that enjoyable.
No, it wouldn't be enjoyable. And I'd get all the booze and I'd mix them in a really big like Slurpee cup and I'd just like drink it.
So you're just gonna be Donald Duck when in your afterworld.
I just love how different our lives are because I feel like I've done all these things.
Yeah, well, I haven't done any of that stuff. I've always joked because I'm in grad school right now, and I was like, should be the time where like everyone goes through the college phase of like, oh, I went to all the parties and I got drunk. That's what I should do now as like a 33-year-old. And just show up at all the parties downtown with like 19-year-olds and be like, hey guys, I'm in college too.
Didn't you just take online classes?
Online's the future.
My professor's a real jack off.
I mean, I really, if I could hold on to the notion that it seems like a lot longer than it is, and I'm only really there for a minute in my real life. I would hope that I'd have the foresight to like have some discipline.
Here's the thing: if
skills.
if you came back and I was like, oh, what did you do in the cool, like, after Death World? And you're like, oh, I went to the library and read books for 10
I learned
hours.
30 ways to make risotto.
Yeah, I would kill you in real life. I'd be like, you're wasting.
I would just get really good at masturbating.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to.
No,
You can't do it wrong.
I'd get so good at it. I'd get so good at it that I could do it, like, at the flick of a wrist.
Like you could, you need to, like, look at this, no hands.
Yes, exactly. I'd like be able to come just by looking at my dick.
Yeah,
like that's how good I would get.
That's not good.
It doesn't matter. You don't have to.
That's actually bad.
Hey, you don't know how.
Don't
his dick
moralize
feels.
my decision.
I told you I was going to talk about masturbation during this.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to go any other way.
Yeah, again, have you listened to an episode of the show?
No, I was too busy jacking off.
Yeah, exactly.
Listeners, how many of you jack off while listening to this show? Call us in, email us.
Have you ever jacked off listening, like editing an episode or like listening?
Dude, I've
back
jacked
to...
off while recording an
Okay,
episode.
that's what I thought you were gonna say.
I think if I had another life, that I could do anything with, I would make like a jack off version of like the applause meter, and then somehow just work it so that everybody was using it.
So the meter, you just get a theater full of people masturbating, and as they get closer to coming, the arrow just goes towards.
Exactly, the arrow just goes hopefully through the roof.
All right.
It's a beautiful thing if you think about it. We could talk about it later.
Seems messy.
So that's how we would spend our flatlining days. How do you want to rate the trailer?
Let's rate all of them.
Okay. Just lump sum them?
Yeah.
Why not?
Sean, you wanna go for this?
As I said before, Ellen Page was my OG celebrity crush.
So you did not have a celebrity crush until like 2002 or whatever, whenever Juno came out?
It's possible I had celebrity crushes before that, but she's the first one that I can really remember being serious.
In your Death World, would you just like track down Death, Ellen Page, and stalk her?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I deleted my internet search history, but we'll see. Oh wait, you're talking about the
in the afterworld, not in your real life. Oh no.
So okay, so there's that, but then there's also the thing that this, it's like this movie feels like a big, like I feel like Dare backed this movie.
Oh yeah.
It's like this whole allusion to how it's like, hey man, want a party? You go and do like the fringe drug. You see the lights, but then it all goes downhill from there. And I just like, I mean, I don't really buy into that.
You're like,
I don't buy
do
into
more
that
drugs.
Framework.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just like it's disappointing. Like, why does it have to necessarily go into the paranormal? Why does it have to be like a universally like terrible experience for everyone? Maybe it's not, but it seems like it just turns into a nightmare.
Okay, so rewrite this movie where there's not a supernatural evil element. They just party and have a great time. Like, rewrite this as like a fun romp.
Well, it's a romantic thriller.
Are you trying to take a phone call over there? What's going on?
No, I'm just stretching my wrists.
Oh,
he's practicing.
I'm just
getting ready for the night.
Yeah, getting the meter primed.
I'll try and dig this out of the gutter a bit.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so there are allusions to like romantic entanglements in like their real life at Hogwarts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, but nothing can really happen because like the social structure is locked.
Okay.
So they start doing this like flatlining experience, and maybe there's something where they're not just having their individual experiences, but their experiences are overlapping.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe
they're all it's like Inception. They can all go under together.
Yeah, or maybe it's just like two people are doing it at once.
Okay.
Or something like that. Then a relationship, maybe like the person who's into like the other person who's like in the relationship has like a full life with the other person.
They fucking
and then they come back and they have
menage
to like
in
reconcile.
the flatline. What?
That's what I'm saying.
There's
and, that's mostly what I'm saying.
You know those like Emmanuel and space movies and stuff like that, like the weird erotica series from like
that was my
the
OGs.
70s on.
OGs.
Go on.
Crush, actually, Emmanuel before.
That's what you're describing is definitely one of the movies in that series.
So you want this
I never
movie
really
to
followed
be?
the storylines.
You want this movie to be a porno?
No, I don't want the movie to be a space porno, but
If
I
it
want
ends
it
up
to be,
being,
like,
I'm into it.
more interesting. Like, I don't know. They should have gone back and watched that episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation where Picard lives the full life and then has to return to reality.
Is there a consequence in that episode?
I mean, the consequence is his own sense of loss.
Okay.
I mean, the consequence is like more of an internal struggle rather than this outside monster. So, and that's the other thing. It's like, if this is so focused on moral, like retribution for iffy moral actions or whatever, it's like, wouldn't it be more interesting if it was more of an internal struggle rather than this straight winding into this kind of like horror thriller type thing? I just feel like it could be more subtle.
I agree with you, and that's why I'm also giving it in space with zombies. They actually like show like in the background like it's just like a shadowy like monster character, and like her being pulled. I don't want a physical monster in this.
Yeah,
it doesn't need, because whatever it is too, it's going to be disappointing. I agree. Like the what's scarier is the changes within them. I like the question they pose of like, what happens after you die? I mean, that one's been around for a while. It's quite a good one. And scary monster things is not the one I like.
Well, it doesn't occur to me that the scary monster is gonna like kill them or whatever. Like the threat is like, oh, we unleashed these scary monsters in this month. It's like Cenobites from
like
Hellraiser or something.
There's like a scene of like a monster.
But I think what's probably happening is that monster is going to trap them in their afterlife-y dreams that have gone from like pleasant experiences to terrorizing experiences.
Here's what I would like. If it's Satan, if it's a devil, I'm talking like pitchfork devil, and he's like, oh, coming to my world, huh? I control death. Or yeah, the Grim Reaper, and you get like Norm Macdonald, he's back, and he's like, he's coming after everyone. That's, I would be into.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's it. Is it like as the dream world becomes more of a purgatory or whatever, and they're just like destined to relive their worst decisions and be punished for them, that's all this force that's coming to collect them is. It's just like a Final Destination vibe where it's like, coming to take you out, and then you get trapped in this like little catatonic dream state where you just get tortured by, like, apparently Ellen Page killed somebody in a car or whatever from what the trailer explicitly spells out for us.
And then you see like red paint in the pool that says murderer.
She feels guilty, and then she walks up to the car and there's a dead body floating in it.
And then there's jellyfish.
And we see her get in the car accident and like all this shit. And so like that's her little purgatory, is that she's gonna have to like constantly be confronted emotionally and physically with this like car accident that resulted in this person's death or whatever.
So then it's possible then that like the sins they committed were in their real lives.
Yeah,
and that actually they died.
Yeah, that's
they
what I'm
died the very
suggesting.
first time that they.
No, that's cool though. I like that idea.
And it's purgatory. It's like the confusing thing where it's like they don't know if they're convinced that it's reality, but it's altogether more effective.
If they were dead the whole
time,
time,
not knowing that they're really dead, and then they find out.
Yeah, if they were dead the whole time, I don't think that works for me as well, because we then, for the first act of the movie, are going to witness them putting together the plan to build this machine. It's like, well, wait, why would you do that in your dream?
They think it works.
But it's just so convoluted. It's like, just have those people show up at a campfire and be like, whoa, how did we get here? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, let me tell you this story about how I accidentally killed somebody, and then like, oh wait, we were dead the whole time. Like, that's different. But this is like way more it's more complicated than it would need to be to do that.
When they come back with these like seemingly new powers, like Ellen Page can play piano, there's like more of that
That's
stuff.
That's not a superpower, by the way. Like, normal people can play the piano.
It is my dream to play piano.
Okay.
And if I could somehow pull that off someday, it would be a superpower, let me tell you. But if they keep coming back with these powers, and then you play, again, like a devil's curse, like, oh, you get this really good thing. You can have the power of piano. Yeah, go ahead. And it's like a monkey paw. And it's like, oh, you can play piano, but
that'll cost you.
It will cost you because you can only play. You can only play AC/DC over and over again.
Over and over.
And like, no. So that would be a really fun movie if it's just like the consequences of their like. They keep going back.
Well, you need to rent Wish Upon, which came out a couple months ago. Another Blumhouse goofy thriller where she makes 7 wishes on this little Chinese box and then has to suffer the consequences of
I just
those.
want more genie movies. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I still want that Sinbad genie movie. Like, why have they not put this in production? Lastly, Sean, before you rate it, I would rate the first trailer. I Love Robots.
Okay.
I think the second trailer is better because it's more gimmicky. But in like they're doing the breathing. They're doing like kind of like a Friday the 13th, like
Yeah.
they're doing kind of like a Disney Tarzan where they're like, oh, the fork's making a noise, and oh, that's a drum, the tree, and the rock.
They're doing the We Are the Champions, just
exactly. So the soundtrack of that trailer is just the sound effects and the things going on.
And you love that.
I love that, and that's the whole trailer.
Yeah.
So I really, that one's almost like a lot.
Okay, interesting. I'm gonna go I Love Robots on this one too. Dumb. This is dumb. This is stupid.
All of them.
Yeah.
Hated all of them.
Yeah.
all 3 of them?
No, I'll watch the original one again
good.
because that does seem fun. Just because we have Plug 3 here playing on her phone, Laine, will you please rate this from... Come over here and rate it into the microphone.
Wait, okay, hold on a minute. I know the movie babies, we're pretty bad at like engaging our guests and like, I will interrupt a guest from case to case. Laine, have you been here since last week? Oh no!
She's got trapped between the couch cushions.
You flatline, son.
You were here through Death Wish, and we didn't even have you say anything.
Born on that couch?
I came in through part of Death Wish and was definitely yucking it up in the back a little bit.
Mystery solved.
Okay, yeah, that's the.
It was you.
You guys were pulling out some great stuff.
I thought those drugs we had done had opened up a portal.
All right, celebrity guest Laine in the house. You watched these trailers with us. We did not allow you to speak about them, but your voice will be heard now.
It's fine. I got to play Sudoku while listening to a conversation about masturbation for I think the first time in my life. So that was pretty great.
Apologize.
I was here for everything, Sean.
Oh gosh.
I heard it all.
Everything.
I'm gonna go middle of the road with this on both of these, you guys. In Space with Zombies. There were some elements that I liked. Of course, Devin, you and I totally clicked on the soundtrack element for sure.
Yeah,
Gotta love some weird percussive.
Stomp out loud shenanigans.
Absolutely. I just feel like there was a lot rhythmically happening at least. I was kind of pumped for that. But there was a lot that I didn't like about both of these trailers. Namely, they were both so different. Trailer 1, total thriller. Ellen Page being dragged through a hallway. Trailer 2, completely different. With the mini trailer at the beginning, not into that as a part of the 21st century.
Trailer before the trailer.
Right. Yeah. Hey, just in case we end up not paying enough to YouTube later and you guys can skip this ad in the first 5 seconds, here are the main screens that you need to see. Here are our frames.
We've done it to ourselves, though.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to go see this movie, although I will say I am also a fan of Ellen Page, Sean, so I get you there.
Was she also your first celebrity crush?
No, but I totally get it, and I love seeing a good brown-eyed girl as the protagonist.
Who do you think your first celebrity crush was?
That's a really good question. It was not Elizabeth Shue, but I just want to make sure that comes into both fragments of this episode here. Drop it in there at once. I actually did think that she was in the OG trailer, not Julia Roberts.
Was it Elizabeth Sock?
Damn it.
Elizabeth Birkenstock.
Elizabeth blew that one.
Was it AC
Punchline.
Slater?
Was it AC/DC?
No, I will think about it and I
I
will get back to you guys. I'll have my people get in touch with your people.
Will you also add AC/DC Slater to your list of
Yes.
Halloween costumes?
Absolutely.
Thank you. moderate to no enthusiasm for Flatliners. Is that?
Hey, no, I mean, I don't think I rated it.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, I'm sorry.
I
Go ahead.
think
rated in Space for Zombies.
Mad Dog,
I rated
please.
it earlier,
Oh.
and I'm gonna stick to my rating with like a lot.
Wow.
Hold on. How did we miss this?
Whoa.
Well, I dropped the bomb
Someone
earlier
wasn't paying
on. I was
attention.
like, OG Slayer.
I thought that was a joke.
I've already made him. Son, I don't joke in this room.
Yeah, this is a truth zone.
Truth
this is a
bombs.
no-bait zone.
Listen, it's like I have a soft spot for psychological thrillers. And
Yeah.
do I think I'm gonna walk out being like, whoa, they said some really deep things about like morality and ethics and, you know, postulating about like life after death, and it does read like a big dare ad, and I kind of thought it was like the Assassin's Creed trailer in the first like 4 minutes before I realized what was going on. I think I'll have a good time. Like, people are gonna get, you know, dead, and you know, you said it very well with the percussion. I'm kind of excited about how they play the flatlining rhythm, heartbeat rhythm thing into the production of the film. Like, hopefully,
You're gonna have a
some
lot of
that
reasons
will
to be
carry over.
jumpy.
Yeah, I think you're right. I see the reservations, but this is a movie I would probably see. And the original,
Yes.
like, come on.
Best hair. Firstly, can we all agree on that? Way better
Everybody
hair.
is killing it with the hairdos.
More degrees to Kevin Bacon. I need to see
Also,
this film.
sorry that y'all open up the floodgates. So here's my other crazy thing: is like, in addition to the dare element, how many copycat flatliner things do you think this is going to inspire? Like, is this going to be a huge flop for Columbia because like 3 kids are going to totally like try to kill themselves in order to do this?
Oh,
Well, they
on
already have
whippets.
like the sex thing. The
Yeah, kids,
erotic
just go have sex.
asphyxiation. That's
Come again? What?
but
Strangling yourself
Don't
until you
go
pass out. That's what you're saying.
yeah, right.
To try to please me.
Like having sex with a bag over your head.
Uh-huh.
I think is cool.
Well, there was that scene of
No,
Ellen
with a
Page
belt,
with the
dude.
bag
That's
over her
amateur
head.
hour. Unless you want some of the steamy shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
that
Or
part
like
of it?
both, like the belt to hold the bag.
There we
You
go.
gotta belt the bag.
Yeah.
Gotta belt the bag, kids.
It takes two.
Kids, if you're gonna
baby.
attempt to partially kill yourself to achieve some type of special skill, or like do like some type of Bill and Ted's, like, oh, we didn't do our homework, but our homework's due, so let's try to kill ourselves and do our homework in our dreams so that our homework's done when we
7 minutes
come
in
back
heaven.
to life. Please make sure to belt your bag tightly. And that was Flatliners.
We're running out of time.
Starting CPR. 1-1. 2-1. You're not real. Got her. Don't have her. That's all I paid my dues. Flatline.
Flatliners. Some lines shouldn't be crossed.
And that's the episode.
Bing, bang, boom.
Who done it?
You're still here.
Everybo's still here.
Oh,
Full house. Fucking John Stamos, full circle.
full circle.
It's a good day to die.
Movie Babies, this is a podcast. We got a website, moviebabies.com. It's got content. You still putting up extra videos and stuff?
I believe I put up another Saturday morning review.
Nice. What'd you review?
I reviewed Dunkirk
Oh,
in the IMAX.
interesting. Mm-hmm. Did you like it?
I did like it. Did you see it?
No, I didn't. I guess I'll have to watch your episode. to
Just watch
find
my
out.
review and then you don't have to watch it.
Nice.
That sounds like a recommendation.
I'll watch it so you don't have to. So yeah, you can catch that on our website. We have a YouTube. We have a Twitter. If you want to support the show, you can leave a review. Shaun, Laine, have you left reviews yet? Not putting you on the spot here, but you know, it's kind of, that's like what's supporting the show, and without it, we're kind of just like falling
Floundering.
into the cracks of.
I totally did way back in the day, and so much so that I think there might be 2 posts that I posted that are similarly worded, because I was like, well, I can't just copy and paste it.
I thought that was a post bot.
Dang it. At least they're leaving 5-star reviews, right?
They were leaving us 5-star reviews and then like dick pill ads.
I have
I've had a 5-star review up my sleeve for a while now.
Yeah.
But I wanted to experience.
Was that an innuendo? What was that?
Everything's an innuendo.
Do you have like a secret name you left it under?
I don't think so. I think my Apple ID is probably pretty blatantly.
Don't say what your Apple ID is.
Right here? Oh, I was going to list off my PIN number and my mom's name.
Yeah, I mean, actually, if you just look at the social security number,
Or match it up.
That's actually one of the add-ons that'll help you guys get web traffic.
Thanks.
All right, there we go. Well, if you want to support the show in the same way, leave a review. I left a handy-dandy how-to on how to leave a review. So it's so easy.
Even you could explain it.
Even I could explain it. One, go to the website. No, it's too complicated. I lied.
Bag it.
But if you do it, I have some free mini posters to give out. So there's a little incentive.
Ooh, y'all running a little listen to contest?
So does that?
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Does it break the rules?
Are there
Yes.
ethical considerations around?
Yeah, when you flatline, are you going to pay for this?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. And this segment is slowly flatlining itself.
We need to go get pie shakes.
Yeah, this episode's sponsored by pie shakes, which are soon to be in the bellies. So see y'all at Sherry's.
It's gonna be the new spicy icy. These pie shakes. I have no idea what I'm in store for.
I'm just telling you, Devin, get ready.
Burger shakes?
You know what you're in store for.
What? Okay, we'll talk about this in 2 seconds.
You say teriyaki burger shake?
All right, to be continued.
I think I just barfed in my mouth.
Wait. Put it in a shake.
All right, well.
Put it on a pizza.
P-Z-Z. All right, now we're resorting to memes. www.moviebabies.com is the show. Sean.
Yeah.
When you don't have time to watch a 2-minute trailer.
You ain't got the answer, Sway.
I know what that means now.
I do such a good Kanye impersonation.
And that's the Movie Babies.